What is up, everybody? This is Blackout Hangout. We're all quarantined. Chris is in his bat cave, the Blackout Garage. Dylan's back in a weird room. He's back there. And then Ryan Tuerck looks like he's in his cozy grandma's house down there.
Those are lovely curtains.
Yeah, the curtains. Do the curtains match the carpet?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
No.
Roll that camera down.
Like white and old.
All joking aside, we got Chris Forsberg, Ryan Tuerck, Dylan Hughes. We're looking forward to a 2020 Formula Drift Championship season, and we are getting caught up to date. So let's just go right out of the gate. Ryan Tuerck, huge news yesterday. Tell us about your brand new Corolla, because it's seen some time. And the Norwegian Hammer looks like he's tossing over the keys to you, but he's already run it through the ringer.
He put that thing into the ringer pretty good in Texas with Piotr last year.
I was literally just thinking that.
I saw it looked brand new at the end of that event. It was rocked up. It had some fresh headlights on it. It had a fresh set of rear tires. That's about it.
Yeah, it had like 4 degrees of camber on the rear. No, I'm stoked. It was you're familiar. Yeah, and you're gonna be pumped. You're familiar now with the Corolla. You've driven it at Grid Life, but all joking aside, congratulations. You're part of the Papadakis Racing. Essentially, they're managing the car. What does the scenario work out for you? So yeah, I mean, I got the word Toyota stepped up and wanted to invest into the Papadakis Racing program for a second driver. Obviously, I was I shouldn't say obviously, but I was that person under the Papadakis umbrella that they wanted to bring me in. So we made the deal, made it happen. Stoked. That Corolla that I drove, the demo car one, that's slightly detuned, has been phenomenal to drive all last year, doing Grid Life events with Chris. And then the Nitto Auto Enthusiast Day. Jarod, you were out there for that. And it's one of the best drift cars I've ever driven. Everything just works really well. Bear in mind, I have not driven competition spec Corolla, that has probably 3 times the amount of grip level and so on and so forth, and a lot more power. But just my first impressions of just driving it in demos and stuff, it's absolutely awesome to drive. Super well sorted. Everything's in a perfect spot, and the characteristics on the track are awesome. It being like a 102-inch wheelbase, being a little bit longer, it's a little easier to drive than the 8.6. It's not as snappy. It's a little bit lighter, and all that. So I guess that's not going to matter when we get the new Nittos on there and weight it up to the 315 size. But yeah, I'm pumped overall, dude. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad I can finally talk about it. I've known about it since way early on in the off season, and a lot of people have been asking. Sold the pro car. Obviously, there was a lot of questions about that, and kind of left people hanging, but it wasn't by my own choice. It's just the way that things were planned, and now we can finally talk about it.
Ryan Tuerck quit drifting.
Yeah.
Sold the car. I was like, there's no freaking way. Come on, man. Obviously, I'm not quitting drifting.
Well, he's got to find somebody to do all the work for him. And he found it. Stefan Papadakis.
He's found it.
Less work for Ryan Tuerck in 2020. Can he do any less?
On the pro car side, I can do no less at this point.
He's gonna be.
It is a dream.
He's been in the
dream come true. Yeah.
I mean, I went down there to drop some wheels off the other day. I mean, that's pretty much all I've done. Just make sure I got some wheels made for the car.
Tough stuff, dude.
Man,
so
next year Ryan Tuerck's going to be announcing Formula Drift and not actually driving. He's gunning for my job to do the least amount of work possible.
Yeah, I'm on your path now. I'm going to put shanty pants in the driver's seat pretty soon.
Yeah,
speaking of shanty pants. Speaking of shanty pants, that is your lovely girlfriend, now turned fiance.
Yeah.
Little woman, the wife, the old ball and chain.
Is that date postponed, or is that still on?
I mean, it's September, so as far as we know, we're good. We're still good.
You think we'll be racing by then? Is there going to be FD on that weekend now?
I mean, I don't know if you guys heard, but I heard June. Yep. I don't know. There's wacky news. It changes every day, every morning.
I know. It's obviously a target. So I mean, a moving target. So there's no. I would hope we're right. We're doing something by June. I should hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long ways away from now. So yeah, hopefully it's all good by then.
Truth is that Chris, I think Tuerck, that you got kicked to Papadakis. Chris was tired of your BS and he kicked you out. Let's be honest.
Man. I kicked the back door open on the truck and just started driving. Just let that thing fall out.
Tuck and roll, Tuerck. Tuck and roll.
I'm lucky I got the car out of there before that happened, though.
You guys are still part of the BlackOut gang. You know, Dylan joined the kind of the BlackOut gang. Was it last year or 2 years ago now?
Well, last year, yeah.
Yeah, mostly last year. Yeah,
officially,
getting the program, getting Pro One, and working in the shop with us and whatnot. And so, yeah, I mean, we're all just trying to, downsize and like kind of clean up the programs a little bit. So, like, yeah, I'm getting rid of the toter. I'm doing a more single car setup like we had back in the day. Tuerck's got his program getting taken care of, and Dylan is, getting his car up and running. So, yeah, we're all just trying to, have a streamlined program,
Yeah.
And what a better year to do it.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, kind of trim. I don't want to say trim the fat. Nothing's fat about these programs. I mean, they're definitely, people look at drifting as kind of this inexpensive sport, and now it's really stepped up. The access to entry is obviously there. You can become pro in 2 years, but the programs and the caliber of builds and everything that's going out there has stepped up tremendously. We'll get back to you, Tuerck, in a moment. I have another question in regards to BlackOut and Gumout, but Chris, what's going on with your pro car?
So pro car runs, we got it fired up over the weekend, and it's just like huge weight off the shoulders because I haven't been able to bring out like Jimmy or Darren or the rest of the crew, Russell, any of those guys. And so we've just been trying to get it done here in the shop, get it back together, get it running. It's pretty much scaled, aligned, and running, driving. I took it up and down the street, making sure it was all set, and now we wait for the schedule. So, but it's at least like it can be like whipped together in like a day or two, like for FD at this point. So it's a running, driving race car again.
They always say that racers shouldn't work on their own cars. Dylan and Chris, I think you guys are an exception to the rule. And obviously, given the times, could you imagine if we didn't have just technology in order to build these cars? And Chris and Dylan, both you guys are going to learn the ins and the outs of your vehicle.
Yeah. We feeling pretty good about it. With my car. See, I haven't worked on it too heavily in the past few years, like helping out here and there, body stuff, things like that. But the actual the engine itself and things like that, like Scott from OCD, like built the motor for us and provided, a insane package. But then, Jimmy and Darren are the ones that are like figuring out like which flywheel bolts we need and which this and which that, just all those little things that take up a lot of time when you're building a car. And so I'm basically just like FaceTiming with Jimmy every other day. I'm like, hey, do you remember where you put those flywheel bolts when we took it apart? And he's like, oh, they should be in a bag, maybe in the third drawer. And it's like, oh, cool. Like, what's the torque on those? Just.
Poor Jimmy's just been getting blown up every day.
Yeah. So, it's like when you go to a website and the live chat window pops up. Hey, do you have any questions? Can we help you? Yes, help me build this race car.
We put the freaking car back together. Yeah. But it's cool to kind of keep him up to speed on, what we're doing with the car. So, and it's making sure like we're torquing things right. Like we're doing like the whole cranks setup, the dry sump setup. And it's like, okay, like what's the tension you put on this? And like, we're just kind of doing it together. So it's a little fun, but a lot of work.
Yeah. It's like Max Headroom. That's a reference for you old buddy-duddies out there, but Max Headroom mechanic here. Dylan, moving on to you. What's your sponsor mix this year? We've seen the car in a few different colors, and you still haven't really turned wheels on it yet.
Still haven't turned wheels on it yet, unfortunately, waiting for a couple of parts, which is frustrating, to say the least, but it's extremely close. The car is basically like, as you can see, it's in Chris's little background there. Hey, come on, let's look at it. But no, it's looking sick. Like, and we built pretty much another one of these cars last year, so I'm kind of, not to say like fresh up and like ready to go, but like I've had this car for a little over 6 months now. I bought it from my buddy Aaron. His mom drove it. She bought it brand new, so it had been, mom driven for its whole life, which was like sick. So, I picked that thing up and just started thrashing on it right after Formula D Texas last year. And it's becoming my absolute favorite car of all time. Like, I love the BMW chassis. I fell in love with it last year so much that I sold my 240 because I just needed to have my own. And just like, if you look at my, I can't say that, but it's just becoming one of my favorite cars of all time. I'm so stoked to get behind the wheel of it. It's like perfectly clean, meticulous. Everything's the way that I wanted it. I was able to start from the very beginning on this one, which last year I kind of came in halfway through and it was powder coated, and then I had to grind a bunch of it off because there's stuff I didn't like. I'm very particular on how I like my cars, and this one's mine, 100% mine, and it's perfect, just the way I want it. So I'm stoked.
Oh, so adorable! It's definitely a mom car. How?
All I got from that was it's mom's car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just stuck on that. What's her name? Where's she from? ASL. So how? This is a question for all you guys. It's bittersweet. We're not kicking off the season at the Widowmaker of a course that is Long Beach. You build this car. It's beautiful. Dylan's talking about it like it's his girlfriend, and he's just going to take it and slam it into the wall in Long Beach. But now here we are, potentially going to kick things off in Atlanta. Kind of bittersweet, right?
It's definitely bittersweet. Long Beach is the break-in point, though. It's like if you come out unscathed, you're probably going to have a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at you, Ryan. I mean, how soon do you forget? Remember Long Beach and you?
See, he can't remember because of
Wait, what?
Exactly, right. Long Beach happened last year?
What? Yeah, right.
We're supposed to be loading in like 3 days from now. Like down from Media Day. Like, it's insane. So we're I don't know. I really like Long Beach. It's cool. It's fun. We cruise around. We have a little pike party, and everyone comes out. It's SoCal. Like, a lot of cool things about it. But yeah, the event itself feels like just a rush, like from start to finish. It's like super fast pace. It ends early in the day, and like there is no Thursday practice. So it's just like you hit the track, and it's like, we have like 2 hours until qualifying, and then it's like we have 1 hour until tandem. It's like it just really steamrolls.
Yeah, it's nuts. Dylan, what's your sponsor roll call here? Because again, last year you were different. Now, what's kind of the roll call? If I shout out Dylan Hughes, in what vehicle? What is it?
So it is a 2005 BMW E46 powered by a 2JZ, which is pretty rad, and it is a royal purple for a couple of rounds, and then we have a couple of our ITW partners coming back for this year. So we're going to be doing the swapping liveries like we were doing last year, which is going to be really cool. So we had it all figured out, and the car was supposed to be all wrapped up by now, but since we're not doing the first event, that obviously changes things. So we're going to have gum out for the first one, which is really cool. So it's a 75th anniversary edition can, so it was supposed to be white polka dot, which is going to be pretty cool. We have Permatex coming back for a couple of rounds. We have Rain-X coming back for a couple of rounds.
Awesome. Speaking of companies and brands, Ryan Tuerck, you celebrate 5 years. Happy anniversary. You and Gum Out. Your lineup, do your sponsors carry over? Obviously, you got a new energy drink sponsor. You're wearing a new hat right there, and as you join the Papadakis racing team, so you and Osbo will both be housing Rockstar. But what are kind of the sponsors that carry over or don't?
Yeah, so to keep it simple, all of my sponsors carry over, except for the new change with energy drink with Rockstar, obviously to align with the team better. Like Chris and I, when we were on NOS, just aligning with as many brands as you can with your teammate and team makes life a lot easier when you're partnered like that. So that was the biggest. And then the Papadakis team also decided to step up and run Nitto tires for the Supra. So we have obviously the car manufacturer, the tire manufacturer, and the energy drink sponsor are all the same, which is really cool and makes a lot of symmetry with the two cars and the whole team together. But yeah, Gum Out, my title sponsor, going on 5 years, is absolutely unbelievable. They've supported me so much, and a lot of it goes even outside of competition as well, with just the ideas, the video ideas, obviously the GT4586 build.
You talking about that thing?
Oh, it's right there, dude.
Yeah, there it is. Possession is 9/10 of the law, dude. It's mine now.
That thing needs an axle last time I heard.
Otherwise, bro.
Yeah, bring the axle down for it so I can drive it already.
Maybe tomorrow. But yeah, no, just Gum Out being able to support me and have confidence in my ideas and knowing that they're going to be successful, and just having a brand behind you like that creates such a phenomenal relationship, let alone environment. And for all the people out there that's watching this, you guys supporting us and supporting me, go out there and support GumOut. Grab a bottle of all-in-one fuel system cleaner. They make multiple products for your vehicle. I know a lot of you guys are driving something that could use a fuel system tune-up or just an engine tune-up in general. And GumOut, they support me in a great way. And I'd love for my fans to go out and support them too, so we can keep this train rolling.
There you go. Hell yeah. It's cool to have partners being involved for so long. Like some of our partners have been in the sport for like over 10 years. We were talking about some of them yesterday. And so seeing the commitment into drifting from where it starts, where we are now is awesome. And, Dylan's commitment to drifting has gone at least like 2 whole years now. And so he's, we always laugh every time we're talking about like, oh man, like back in like 06 or 05 when this or that happened. He's like, I was like 10 years old.
I'm like, way back in 2019, my first year.
Yeah. I think we lost Jarod here. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't want to say anything, but.
All right, guys, we got all the technical stuff. Now let's have some fun. I want to throw it first to our Australian correspondent, and he's coming in. So we go down under to Down Under Dylan. Dylan, how we doing, buddy?
Yeah, mate, we doing all right, eh? Yeah. Keep to be nice and plush over here, mate.
Yeah. From what I understand, usually Australians are keen on the rotaries. You're choosing to go to JZ this year.
Yeah, I'm not much of a disco Dorito guy, I'll tell you that. I like them 6 in a row, brother, ready to tow, I tell you.
So again, Down Under Dylan, you're a young cat. I got to ask you, what was the primary car manufacturer in the movie Back to the Future?
DeLorean, mate.
What is it?
I don't know.
DeLorean. DeLorean, mate.
DeLorean.
Yeah, so DMC, DeLorean Mate Co. That's what it is. It's an Australian car.
DeLorean, mate.
Chris Forsberg. The 1978 Black Gold 280ZX. How much horsepower did that vehicle have?
Datsun offers Black Gold. The 10th anniversary Datsun 280ZX. Very few will possess its limited number. So lavishly appointed.
What was the question? Sorry, I just broke into song.
Yeah, sorry. I asked how much horsepower the Black Gold Datsun 280ZX had.
Oh, jeez. I would love to think it's breaking into the 200s. I want to say like 210, 215.
No. You are incorrect. 132.
Oh, God. See, I knew it. I said I would like to think.
Is that crank or wheel? Crank or wheel?
I'm going to have to go to the judges.
The turbo one? Are you sure?
Black Gold says 132. I don't know. I think it's Black Fool's Gold. Tuerck, the year you were born, the Corolla GTS AE86, a.k.a. Hachiroku, was a pretty hot car to have. How many horsepower did it have?
I want to say...
Hang on, he's looking it up.
No, time's up.
123.
No, you're lying. You went to the wrong internet.
I was going to say 87.
Couldn't find it.
Just a Toyota tradition.
From what I've told from our researchers, it's 119. 119.
How is it like 10 less horsepower than this?
Yeah, it does weigh like 2,000 pounds, though.
Yeah. So roll the tape.
Black Gold's out there making 130.
Yeah, I think Chris was in the lineup of all the people in the commercial. Nope, not today. Black Gold is way better. Chris is just standing there hating his little Z-loving ass off. Let's talk. We got some comments here. Forsberg vet build. Matt L says, "Come on, Forsberg vet build." All jokes aside, can't wait to see you in American chassis. Is that ever going to happen?
Yeah, the Corvette over in China that they've been building for the past year is together and running. They sent me a video of it running just recently, like literally 2 or 3 days ago. So, yeah. So we're waiting. Obviously, they had a bit of a gap of time where they weren't working on it, and so they're back in it. They got it going, and just kind of got to wait all this out and see when I can get over there and drive that thing.
Nice. Yeah. All right, little Neil Diamond there. Everywhere around the world, you're coming to America today. You're going to China today. Not today. No, not today. Going there today. I'd love to ask Ryan Tuerck about the 2JZ NASCAR, but he wasn't really involved. So I'm going to throw this over to Dylan Hughes. Down under Dylan, if you want to make a cameo here. Lennon Biz says, I'd love to see the 2JZ NASCAR versus a regular NASCAR on the track.
There you go.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it that I feel like it would smoke a regular one. I drove it down the drag strip and it was quite frightening.
Is it frothy? Got frothy ass. That's more cute. Damn it.
That's New Zealand. Wait. I don't know.
All right. So when are we going to have some merch? Who's making merch? You got Fabian Ryan Weber. Who's got merch coming? Chris, you got merch?
I do. Actually, I was just working on it today. We got a couple designs coming through. We're getting our website revamped, and yeah, we're going to get that going probably before we start racing cars. I'll tell you that much.
Ryan Tuerck, you got merch. I mean, like you said, you've known about this whole program. I would have to assume you kind of got it all on deck because you got nothing else going on except working out.
Yeah. We got obviously team stuff is all sorted, but the stuff outside of team that's more Ryan Tuerck branded, I guess, is in design right now. So that'll be coming out soon. And same as Chris, rebrand on the website, and all that stuff will be available, I don't know, probably month and a half, roughly.
There you go.
Soon as stuff starts shipping and you're able to even make products and all that, because, the world's on slow-mo right now for sure.
No, I haven't crossed that bridge yet. I would love to get that going. That's one of my goals for this year. I don't even have a website, so I probably should get that going.
You have a domain name last week. So. You have a domain name.
What's that?
A domain name. You need a domain name first.
I need a domain name first. Well, see, I'm learning as we go. But no, I don't have anything. But people have been telling me that I should for a while now, and just letting
somebody just bought DylanHughes.com, guaranteed.
I just bought DylanHughes.com.
No, now I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to pay for it.
Hang on, DylanHughes129.com sold.
Yeah, man, I'll sell it to you, but it's gonna cost you.
downunderdylan.edu. That's your handle right
there. Instructional how-to videos.
Right. Yeah, can you weld up yourself a T-shirt so you can sell them? They're gonna be pricey T-shirts.
It's gonna be quite heavy and tough to ship.
Tough to ship. Expensive shipping. All air freight. Down Under Dylan, and then now Chris has a new nickname when he's driving the forklift, eating Del Taco, because a lot of people think it's sponsored by Del Taco Blackout. But Chris Forsberg, while driving his forklift, is Chris Forsberg.
Freaking know it, man.
Yeah, well, it's I mean, someone's got to do the heavy lifting around here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, dude, Chris, somebody says in the Crazy Card episode, what happened to your nose? Did something happen to your nose? I didn't even notice.
I hit my face on something working on this car one night. I had like a red cut like on my bridge of my nose for a few days there. I think it was in one of the episodes. I don't think it was the Blackout one, or the Crazy Cart one, but I don't know.
Couldn't have been too bad because I didn't notice.
Yeah, deal.
Chris, any relation to Forsberg, the hockey player, at all?
Not at all.
Oh. Yeah. Some Canadian dude, DJ Ricky P is bummed. I was wondering what else. The fact that the Formula Drift commentators here to makes me laugh so much. Gold, straight gold. Hey.
Did you comment that?
Thanks, Mom.
You're really setting yourself up over here.
Poke up the announcer guy.
So tune your own horn real quick.
Thanks, Ma. Get my meatloaf ready. Clutch Ligger says that. So, what do we got here? It's a good one. Deadpool Diesel Daddy Happy Camper. Great handle. Says,
all right.
Deadpool Diesel Daddy Happy Camper. says,
this has to be Jared's doppelganger. Has anybody seen Deadpool out there?
Deadpool 2 available on DVD and download today. If you haven't seen it, Ryan Reynolds is a crack up. Any neighborhood complaints yet, Chris? You're kind of the leader of this blackout.
Yeah,
garage.
Chris, you've been lighting it up out there lately.
Yeah, we've been testing the waters a little bit, in the light of the current situation, and we've been getting some thumbs ups. So we're just gonna keep seeing what happens.
I like the
sound. There's a metal shop next door, and all the dudes, every time they hear a car start up, they all come running out with their phones. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so they're into it, and the neighbors out back, they were like kind of leaning out the window, and I gave them a wave. They waved back, and that was about it. Like I was waiting for them to start yelling or like maybe a cop would show up, but
there was no middle fingers, so
nope, not a single one. Everybody loves a race car, right? So
yeah.
You're not really practicing social distance from walls.
The indoor drift track here and see what we can do.
Yeah, you were killing it. You guys had some fun, and again, you weren't practicing social distancing from those walls. You almost took out your wing.
Yeah, I know. Hit my own lift with my own car. It would have been a bad day.
Dude, it looks so tight.
The other angle, which will be out here shortly, is like it was sketchy close. So
standing in the corner.
Yeah, well, that was you had the GoPro.
Yeah, he comes in the door, and I was like, oh, I'll just like shoot around the corner, as you come in, and then I like step back, and like the first time around, I was like, I'm too close. Like, oh, this is scary.
I didn't know if it was you or Ken and Dylan that was.
Oh, and then Ken was under the lift, and yeah.
Yeah, he's like basically like hiding behind the big pole, like as the camera, as like the wing like hits the camera lens on the way by. It was sketchy.
Solid work.
Yeah, it looked good, and that's great. You finished the pro car, and he wads it up into his lift. That's awesome. I like this comment. And again, I think I told Tuerck that I did the voiceover for the crazy car, but that looked like you guys had a blast. Chris and Dylan, you guys didn't know that I did the voiceover, so it was fun doing that. I have to stay relevant. I have to train as well, but I like this comment. Speaking of Rockstar, speaking of staying young, maybe the Rockstar hat is some sort of fountain of youth, because Corey Halverson says, great video, so funny that Faust is 46 and still trying to dress like he's 16.
Dang.
Ryan Tuerck, if you keep that, he does have that. Yeah, these guys are ruthless. I mean, he's a vampire. Him and Courtney Day. Courtney Day has not aged at all. Neither has Tanner Faust. A little, like he gets like, they're vampires.
And we didn't actually know that you were going to do the voiceover. So Kenan sent us the video for the pre-release for the Blackout episode, and then I was just like, oh wow, like nice. They like stole some clips from FD.
Dillinger, look at Dylan Hughes applying the pressure. Bear Dillinger feeling it. Shaken, not stirred, really tight around. Oh, and Bear Dillinger throws up the roadblock.
Put it over here. And then you were like, all right, Tanner versus Chris. And I was like, oh my God, they had him like record the whole thing. This is sick. It made it way better.
Yeah, the first one we thought you were literally just overlaying like Long Beach clips.
Yeah, like steal a soundbite.
Here it comes down into turn one. We're like, oh, it's hilarious. And but it was way better.
Yeah, so good job on that. That was funny.
Yeah, I have to stay trained. I'm in the closet metaphorically punching meat like Rocky, but I just talking to these devices. Tuerck, you've been working on your vehicle up there at Race Service as well.
Who?
You.
Oh yeah, I got the I dubbed it the East Coast car, but I'm probably gonna change the name to something when it's finished. But it's another 8.6 chassis. It's from it's the car they actually built on Blackout season 1, where me and Chris built the Baja cars. Then we took them out to the desert outside of Las Vegas and had a blast that weekend. Still cleaning dirt out of that thing from that.
No way.
That day was so gnarly. Those cars will never be the same.
Just saying. I think my lungs still have some dirt in them, and the car definitely has dirt all over the place. So
yeah, I don't know how those off-road dudes do it every weekend. It's insane.
Unbelievable, dude. Seriously.
Hey, at least we know it's got a good cage in it.
They have all the equipment, the breathers, and fresh air.
Got a great cage in it. So it already had good bones. We're gonna fix the the frame rail in the front where it was hit so that the suspension pickup points are all super proper. And then it's basically going to be like fully FD style of a build. That's kind of what me and Dominic are basing it off of, is we're building it the same way that we built the street car last year when we had to build it into the new pro car. So we're just going to do all the same. Still have all the parts from the gray street car that are going on that thing. So yeah, round 3.
Sick. That'll be cool. Still 2J?
Yeah, still the same engine. I just don't know if I should sell the V160 and go a 4-speed racing trans.
Yeah, you should.
V160, so it's still more street style.
Yeah, dude, what happens if you blow that V160 to bits? You'd be so bummed.
I can order parts through Toyota, but I'd still have to pay somebody to rebuild the thing.
Dude, 4-speed.
Because we know he ain't doing it.
No, that's a helical-driven gear transmission or whatever. That thing's
synchro box.
6-speed. You know, 4-speed. It's a lot less there.
Yeah, dude, and those things are like $6,000, aren't they? Like, dude, you could literally
I think those Samsonus boxes are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can almost do a straight trade up.
Yeah. At least put a a GSR
straight trade up.
Straight trade. Full 10.
One's going this way, one's going this way.
Yeah.
Dylan, let's talk about your Beamer, your E36, not that hot rod mom car back there.
Yeah, my 3.6. So it's been kitted with like some sweet wheels on it, and it looks the part. It just doesn't make any power, and I would love to kind of turn the wick up on it a little bit. So that's kind of our plan moving forward. Is I'd love to throw a Garrett turbo on that thing. Just keep it like pretty chill, stock motor. But just put a little suit dude Garrett on that thing, and just do like a little 400 wheel little party car would be really awesome. And I'd love to do like a how-to video on like what goes into making an engine turbo that comes factory turbo. So I think that could be informational and pretty fun to watch, and then have a sick little turbo car at the end. So that's our plan moving forward. Not sure exactly when it's going to get going, but it's happening.
Would you have a fuel filler door, or do you have to take off your whole rear fender to fill it up as well?
I got that solved. I got that solved a long time ago. But I actually, so the shock tower in the back of it, I just took the biggest hole saw I could find and rammed a hole through there, and then I like stuck the filler neck up through the trunk. So I'm like sitting there at the gas station with the trunk popped, like pumping the gas. Like, don't mind me.
Just filling up a trunk with fuel. It holds a lot more in the tank.
The whole spare tire carrier in the bottom is just full of fuel. No.
Well, again, so I'm going to rattle off some ideas. Testing with comp cars, shifter carts. See what Dylan does with E36. Forsberg, you got a mystery build. Mm-hmm. Tuerck, your mystery pro car, which we found out about. Blackout Beach Day, we can bring in Austin Keene, who's part of the team as well. And then my personal favorite is a Blackout brew review. We need more of those, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, it's been a while since we did that. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But,
it'd be tough to do Beach Day over Zoom. Yeah. We could do the brew review over Zoom. We could pick that up. Yeah.
Dude, let's what are you guys doing later? Like, let's
right now. Let's do it.
Keep rolling.
So,
here we go.
It's about that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, can you digitally hold my feet while I do a keg stand? Steph or Parker, Tyson, get over here. Hold my legs.
Yeah. Dad, you're too heavy.
All right. Lastly, let's do lightning round. Quick questions. You're going to zing them off. Favorite fast food, Chris?
Del Taco.
Do you talk to your dog, Dylan?
Yes, absolutely.
Last Halloween costume, Ryan Tuerck.
Huh?
Last Halloween costume.
Vacation Ryan.
That's all the time, Ryan. Okay.
We call that Tuesday.
Oh, look, you came in costume. You came in as Tanner Faust.
Yeah, I'm not 46.
What celebrity would you like most to visit the Blackout shop, Chris? What person of interest would you likely most to visit the Blackout shop, the garage?
Kristen Bell.
Very nice.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey. All right.
She's awesome.
Let it go. Let it go. Say a word in Spanish, Dylan.
Señor.
that Down Under Dylan? Was that Down Under Dylan doing it? Me llamo Down Under Dylan. Favorite carb to eat, Ryan Tuerck. Favorite carb.
Favorite carburetor.
Pasta.
Pasta. All right, that's kind of safe and easy. Worst hangover and why? Chris, worst hangover. Go.
I'm trying to think of the date or year. I was like 19 or 20.
Yesterday. Moving on. Favorite type of muffin? Dylan, go.
I like blueberry.
I like blueberry. You have to eat the same thing every meal for a month. What is it, Ryan Tuerck? Every day for a month.
I've already been doing that. It's Greek. It's grilled chicken with rice and a salad.
Boring. Are you still eating peppers raw like you did at Grid Life?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What music plays in the shop, Chris? What music?
Metal. Like Scorpions,
not the Who.
Crew, all the.
All right. Make an annoying sound, Dylan. I kind of like that one. That was like a Del Taco fart. That's what it sounded like. You're mimicking Chris's farts. Yeah, it's an impossible fart, is what they call it.
Ah.
The most you've been able to deadlift, Ryan Tuerck.
400.
Dylan, the most you've been able to deadlift.
3,000.
Dylan has a new career. I don't know if anybody knew that.
What's that?
Power lifter.
Yeah, setting world records.
Huge, all right.
Chris, how much have you deadlifted?
82 pounds.
Pieces, baby.
I don't know. I don't do that.
I know you don't. I know you don't. I know
how much
do
do transmissions weigh?
Yeah, right.
100 pounds.
Yeah.
You can probably deadlift
under,
way more than that, though.
Down Under Dylan goes overhead squatting Dylan. Well, thank you so much, guys. Congratulations on everything that's going on to another season of Formula Drift. Anything in closing, Chris Forsberg?
I don't know. I'm ready to go party, dude.
Yeah. Hold my legs.
Do this.
Chris Forsberg gets the win. Ryan Tuerck, anything in closing, buddy?
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to what has now become a virtual world of motorsports.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep.
Dylan Hughes, anything in closing?
Thank you, everybody, for watching. It's been really fun to catch up with these guys. Just stay safe and stay healthy out there. And we're just going to keep on keeping on, trying to keep pumping out some content for everybody. And, yeah, everybody just stay safe. And hopefully this will all be behind us soon and we can go racing. So.
Yep. Definitely take care of each other. Be smart. Wash your damn hands. And Down Under Dylan, in closing, what should we be looking forward to from Down Under Dylan in 2020?
Yeah, a couple of turbos going on. Maybe a little over here, maybe a couple over there. Should be a good time. Turbos are always pretty sick, bro.
All right. With that, I just smiled and handed him a Vegemite sandwich. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Chris Forsberg, Dylan Hughes, and Ryan Tuerck debuting his new car for 2020. We'll see you guys at the racetrack. We'll see you online, and we'll see you another time. Send it, Blackout Garage.
Rated in.
See ya.
Chuck.
Chuck.